Following his successful trip to Germany, Dmitry Medvedev is facing a more challenging diplomatic prospect with some of Russia's immediate neighbors. The president is currently in St Petersburg hosting an informal summit of the post-Soviet states. Given Russia's tense relationship with Ukraine and Georgia, the one-on-one encounters between the leaders once again highlighted disagreements. Medvedev announced a new increase in gas prices for Ukraine, almost twofold starting next year. And he also warned President Yushchenko against Ukraine's joining NATO. The Atlantic Alliance was also a focus in talks with Georgia's President Saakashvili. Medvedev suggested Georgia was trying to resolve the frozen conflict in its breakaway regions of Abkhazia and South Ossetia through attempts to join NATO. However, the general tone of the meeting was optimistic, as Alexandra Kashanitskaya reports.
There were expected to be some tough talking and a tough debut for Dmitry Medvedev. At the same time, the most anticipated meeting was certainly with Mikhail Saakashvili, Georgian president. And I think when both presidents greeted each other, the journalists were on alert, watching their every move, every smile, and even listening carefully to the tone of voices, as a lot of experts called this meeting crucial to diffuse the tensions that exist between Moscow and Georgia over Georgia's breakaway region of Abkhazia. And some experts even predicted the escalation of the conflict between Georgia and Abkhazia in the nearest future. And it seems now that the presidents are very aware of those predictions, and let's hear what they had to say about it.
Yesterday I was in Germany and I talked to our German colleagues. They were very concerned about the future of Russian-Georgian relations. But personally, I think we're well able to overcome all the existing difficulties by ourselves and build our relations for a long time to come.
I think there are no insoluble questions. There are many unsolved questions, but none of them are insoluble. As long as there is goodwill and mutual understanding, almost any question can be solved. Russia and Georgia are two countries that are very close, both historically, culturally, and on a human level. The situation we have today is artificial. It doesn't do anybody any good.
Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov was there at the meeting, and later we met with him and talked about the content of the overall meeting and the atmosphere, and he also talked about the predictions of Western experts on the outcome of the meeting, and just here's what he said.
We are open to resolving the immediate crisis being, of course, all those predictions about Georgia and Russia being on the brink of war, which is rubbish, to persuade all sides to start quiet, serious dialogue. It is important to make sure that force is not going to be used.
Two main clauses that Russia proposes really is, first of all, to sign a treaty or some kind of declaration between Abkhazia and Georgia not to use force, and another one is demilitarization of the Kodori Gorge. But once again, Lavrov stressed that Moscow is not the party in the conflict, and in no way it wants the escalation of this conflict. It wants to bring the sides to the table of negotiation.